So first time I entered the BTI atrium, I was really excited to see all the amazing ferns growing in the atrium. So to just give you an idea, there are all the ferns I could find in the atrium. They are all really cool ferns. They are not the boring ones. And so today's talk, I'm going to give you a little tour and talking about all these ferns and some of the stories behind them. But first, I think I need to step back a little bit and talk about what is a fern. So before 18th century, ferns have been really confusing to people, very mysterious, because people could not find their seeds, they could not find their flowers, they couldn't figure out how they reproduce. In fact, they believe that ferns have seeds, they just have invisible seeds. So if you were able to hold the fern seeds on your hands, you'll become invisible as well. So in Shakespeare's play Hamlet, Prince Hall and his associate was plotting to rob a really rich merchant at night. And they were really confident about themselves because we received our fern seeds, we were invisible. Of course, ferns don't have seeds. They have spores underneath of their leaf. So here's a jar of fern spores. Obviously, it's not invisible, otherwise they'll be invisible as well. But although they are not invisible, they still have some amazing properties. So, I need a volunteer who can do some magic trick. So this is... This is just some water from my lab, you know. Sure. Really quick. Right? Come on, I need a volunteer. I'll do a presentation. So, some fern spores, I'm going to put it on water. Please stick your finger into it. Is it? Do you feel? Is it wet? No, it's still dry. Magic. So, can you just hear me now? Pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay. So fern spores are really hydrophobic, they repel water, so people have been using historically fern spores as a pill coating, so the pill won't stick to each other. Some of us use fern spores to latex growth, so latex growth won't stick to each other. But that was, the whole time. Not a trick. I think historically used as a magic trick, you can see here. And in movie special effects, they use fern spores as well. Alright, so let's go back to Asia. And the first fern I'm going to talk about is this splenium fern. This splenium. So this is called splenionitis. The common name is bird nest fern because it looks like a bird nest. In East Asia, particularly Taiwan and some part of China, bird nest fern is regarded as a delicacy. I haven't had dinner yet, so I'm really hungry. It's really crunchy, a bit of slimy, but not too much. The taste is a combination of almonds and asparagus, I think. Really good. And it goes really well with dry salted fish. But in the opposite in New York, I guess you may be more familiar with the feeder pet ferns. You can forage and pick in the spring. They belong to a family, a genus called Zusia. It's not the bird nest fern. Again, they are really delicious and cannot wait to try them out in spring. Here's a little interesting trivia. Fiddleheads are really popular in New Brunswick, Canada. It's actually one of the top exported produce of that province. They also have the world's largest fiddleheads. But we, as humans eating ferns, is nothing new. Archaeologists have found traces of fern stuff in the grinding stones in Paleolithic periods, which is 3,000 years ago. So they looked at the starch grains on stone pedestals, and they realized all these starch grains looks really similar to a fern called moonwort ferns, which is really abundant close to a site and has a lot of starch content. Right, the next fern I'm going to talk about is Dryopteris, which is hidden sort of under these big leaves. The common name for Dryopteris is wood ferns, or male fern. About 2,000 years ago, the Greek physiologist Dioscorides documented in his book that the roots powdered extracts can treat the tapeworm disease. But this knowledge was sort of forgotten for hundreds of years until 1770s. A magic remedy suddenly appeared in the French markets that are really effective to fight against tapeworms. It was so good that Louis XVI, he actually paid a large amount of money to the owner of this remedy to reveal her recipe. And the recipe turned out to be just the Dryopteris powder. And of course now we have better drugs, so we no longer use Dryopteris powder as a drug. Next two ferns I'm going to talk about also have some medicinal uses. The Dahlia here and Glamova. These two ferns, they belong to two different genera. They are not related to each other, but they have the same Chinese common name called Zui. If you literally translate these three characters, you got bone, broken, and repair, which means can repair broken bones. The first use of these two ferns was documented in the 16th century by a really famous herbalist, Li Shijin. He clearly noticed that you can treat your broken bones. So we know the growth of your bones is controlled by these two kind of cells, osteoblasts, which synthesize the bone tissues, and osteoclasts, which broken down the bone tissues and recycle them. And the studies of the past 2 decades have found that the dry rhizomes of these two ferns can promote the maturations of osteoblasts and inhibits osteoclasts. So the net result is more bone. So sometimes the Chinese wisdom is correct. The next fern I'm going to talk about is Psilotum right here. It's Corostocoiton. They don't look like a fern, but believe me, they are fern. They have really reduced leaf. Some people think they don't have leaf at all. And their sporangias, like the structure level spores are look like this. Really unique, really bizarre. So there are many Psilotum plants in Hawaii. And Hawaiian call them moa, or chicken bones, because they look like chicken bones. And they brew moa tea as a laxative. So if next time if you feel constipated in the office, come to BTI. No, okay, don't do that. The next one I'm going to talk about is Nicolathus. They're growing by the door, by the wall. If you dig Nicolathus up, you can find a lot of tubers. They are water storage tubers. And in East Asia, you can occasionally see people gathering them. It's like a hiking snack because it's really high in water content. Another thing Nicolathus is known for is it gave rise to the Boston ferns. So today you can see there's hundreds of different Boston fern variants. Some really crested, some forked, some have a really strong tanning habit. They all come from Nicolathus. And the making of all these cultivars started actually back in the Victorian age. So in the mid-19th century, people were crazy about ferns. Ferns were actually hot. And this phenomenon was called trichomania in peatlands or fern diets. And fern collecting in the countryside was actually deemed safe for urban women, and the church was actually encouraged women to go out and collect ferns. So one lady mentioned the cultivation of ferns is becoming a fashionable pursuit. I was totally born the wrong year. But ferns were being loved to death, usually. People appreciate about them, they collect them all. It's just being over-collected. So this gentleman noted that the full ferns, he's afraid that they will soon disappear from England. But you know, the idea of conservation wasn't a thing at the time. So later in this article, he went on and on bragging about the new fern he was able to get and how he collected them all and encouraged the reader to do so before it's too late. And toward the end of the 19th century, the craze for ferns died down, because we know that orchids becomes a new fiction. So far I talked about the ferns, how they're good for people, how they're delicious, how they can heal, how they are pretty. Sometimes they can kill as well. So this is a fern called Atrium aqualinum, or the common name is the bracken fern. It's not in BTI, so don't worry. So in the 1960s, people noticed that the cows that graze heavily on bracken ferns tend to develop stomach cancer. And epidemiologists also find that there's a weak correlation between how close you live to a dense bracken fern populations and the likelihood of you getting stomach cancer. And this was found in some part of Japan, some North Wales, and some part of South America. And of course, if you feed laboratory mice with bracken fern pellets, they also develop stomach cancers as well. So in the 80s, a group of scientists in Japan, they found the active compound behind all this nastiness. They call it tequilosite. It's unique to bracken ferns or some close relatives. It's pretty unstable, so the broken down product can attack the DNA and make it break, which leads to higher likelihood of getting cancer. I guess the most scary part is it can pass through milk. So imagine you live in an isolated village and all your milk is coming from the cows that graze on bracken ferns. It's going to get pretty dangerous. But it's clearly carcinogenic, but it won't stop people from eating them. So they can actually find boiled, pickled bracken ferns, frozen sorts, and this one was taken here in Indica. And they even mentioned the main ingredient is falling fern, which ferns don't flower. Right. So the final fern I'm going to talk about is the asparagus fern. Like this, but it's not a fern. It's very confusing. It's more like an asparagus than a fern. So because it's not a fern, so I'm not going to talk about it. So I'm going to end my talk here, and hopefully next time you walk past my BTI agents, you have something fantastic to say about.